So hello everybody, it's Pluto Man here. I am about to play a $3.30 buy-in fixed limit badugi tournament. And yeah, so don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll find out. Let's find out how and when I get knocked out of this tournament. So yeah, about to get going. So let's see how I get on. As I did say how and when, not if. And that's pretty much how this tournament tends to go for me. So it says we're gonna be starting in under a minute. I think it's probably like 5 seconds or something by now. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. It's not quite good enough to open this. It's like, I think on the button, I think that's an easy open. It's double suited, you see, so it's all your spades and diamonds are alive, which makes a difference. But you know, 2 off the button, I mean, he's sitting out. It's just not quite strong enough. Neither's that, unfortunately. Now, the reason for my cynicism about this tournament is that, you know, we have 8-minute levels here, and the blinds just whop up so fast that you know, you just don't actually get a lot of hands before the blinds just shoot up. And that's because it's a limit tournament as well. You often like 4-way, 5-way to the first draw, which means that the play is quite slow. Now this table immediately looks like it won't be how it often is. I might be wrong about this, because this guy here to my left, it's a bugger having him to my left. He's a good player. He doesn't play so many hands. Now that's my big blind. What's going to happen? Here we go. So normally it kind of plays a bit like a turbo tournament. It's not a turbo tournament, but I remember back in the day, you certainly didn't have 8-minute levels. It was like probably 10, 12. I honestly can't remember. Now, I'm going to draw 3 again here. I mean, you don't often get the opportunity to draw 3 twice. Now I've improved a bit, but if any bets and I'm out the way. Yeah, there we go. And what's funny here is that people often don't bet without a badugi, which is a mistake. Hang on, yeah, here you go. He's pat, right? So you need to bet a lot. I mean, he's gone. That's great. And now I actually have a really good hand. So he's just limping, and I've got to raise this. I'm out of position, but still my hand's just too strong to do anything else. So let's see. Now the 4-way. See what I mean? Now what do I do on the fly? I think I'll just check this. Suddenly, there's a good chance somebody has a predicament. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, I guess I still have to call here, right? Or a single bet anyway. Picked up a lowish card here. Lowish blocker. Now, if he bets, it's a bit awkward because I don't think anyone's going to be check raising here. I feel I can call that I have kind of the implied odds here to call, I suppose. And he's taking his time. He might know what he's doing. This guy, I haven't seen Connor before. It looks like he's probably from Scotland. Here we go. If you raise, I'm out the way. If 5-1, I don't know. It's close. I'm gonna go with it. What do I do here? I'm going to go with the check raise here. Here we go. Well, that was fortunate. I mean, it's debatable whether I had the odds to call the turn. It's debatable whether I should have check raised the river there. Fold this as fast as I possibly can. So I mean, I wonder what he had. I'm guessing guessing an 8. 9, 8, 9, 8. Let's see. Or 10. Yeah, he didn't have a good hand. think I definitely had the odds to peel there on the turn. 10. So what did he do to begin with, this guy? So he drew 2, right? So he limped in, drew 2. I mean, you don't do that. Just don't do what he did. And that's, you know, even if he has the 4-1, and that he's sort of in early kind of mid position there. Just no. Just don't limp any hands basically in this game. You're not going to get me doing that. If it's good enough to play, it's good enough to raise. So you do see an awful lot of open limping. I might over limp occasionally though on the button, like if I have a strong 2-card draw and it's like 2 or 3 people have already limped in, then, you know, I'll over limp there maybe. So, you know, I was kind of lucky that he actually bet that 10-7 on the river there. A lot of people don't actually bet 10s on the river, so I should actually seems to have improved. So in December, I obviously made a joke, a note that he was not a good player. Interesting. I haven't any notes on him for a while. So 10, 7, 4, 1. So check raised him. So he was in position. Okay. Interesting to know that because quite a few people check that down on the river. I actually think betting there isn't a bad thing to be doing, especially if you ever plan to snow. It protects your snows a bit. So he is from Romania, isn't he? So I am, well, as you might be able to tell, all the stuff, all the text, all the information, none of it is in English. It's all in Romanian, even right down to these numbers here. It's 3.025, it's 3025, but they reverse the whole comma system, comma and dot system that we use in English. So if it was 3.025, they have a comma there. Now I've got a really big hand here, but unfortunately this is not pot limit. You can't do very much to protect it. Now, so he's just caught out. I'm going 3-way here. What's he doing? 1, 2 now. Like you're just, that's complete spew. There's no way you should be involved in this. And they both fold on the turn, that's really interesting. And my hand here is pretty hopeless. Yeah, let it go. There's nothing there. That was interesting that they both, I didn't expect them both to go for the turn there. I mean, the sort of guy who's happy to, I mean, I'm going to make a note there because that's really bad actually. I mean, my under the gun range is narrow. I mean, I'm going to have a really good 3-card, or I'm going to be pat. Unless I'm like snowing or something crazy. So, I mean, he's behind my whole range there. I mean, he's got a long way behind my whole range. So he's just burning money in his cauldron there. Yeah. So yeah, I live in Romania. I might not sound particularly Romanian. I've been here for about 4.5 years. I've got everything you can see here in Romanian just so that I can hopefully get a little bit better at the language. I'm an English teacher, that's what I do. So actually having kind of a command of Romanian is quite useful. It's useful anyway. I mean, this is where I live, and I'd feel extremely ashamed if I couldn't speak the language at all. It would be like, if I go into the bank and start speaking English, well, I mean, there might be people there who can communicate with me in English, but just know, you decide to live somewhere, you you try and learn the language. We had a 4-3-1, that's interesting. How did that go down? He played it quite aggressively. And yeah, 780, that was a decent pot to win there. So yeah, I mean, I might be able to tell I was born and bred in the UK, and then, when was it? Ages ago now, I actually moved to New Zealand. So I spent 13 years there, worked over there, and now for some bizarre reason I've decided to come here, and it's a beautiful country. It's massively underrated. Shame it has such a poor reputation, and people don't want to come here. But when people come here, they nearly always have a great time. They nearly always love it, actually. So it's and people are really friendly. Yeah, it's got a lot going for it, and it's been good for work. I don't live in, well, I live in one of the bigger cities, not the biggest. That's Bucharest, that has nearly 2 million people. I live in Timișoara, which is kind of that in the west of the city, west of the country, in the western, yeah, right in the corner. So it pretty much, you're very close to the border with Serbia and Hungary. So it's like a triple border, not too far from me, really. So in 98, badugi there. Now did he have it dealt, or did he? So he drew 2 there. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Oh, he was in the big blind, so yeah, that makes sense. Did he just shake that down on the river? I actually don't know. Have a look. It's really useful to get a range, to get an idea of. And he limped his 1 card draw, open limps it under the gun. It's just. Oh well, so he checked 9-8-6-3. So he's passive. This is the. And I guess he's out of position. If he's in position, he'd be more inclined to bet. My hand's just total junk. I mean, I don't know whether I should be defending to a raise here. That's some notes on him. Oh, I don't have to make that decision. Both draw 2. I'm going to let it go. It's probably improved there. Probably had a better 2-card hand to start with. I'm getting out of the way with this one. So yeah, tell you what, it's been probably the best thing I've ever done in my life, actually, coming here. Teaching English, having a job that I actually enjoy doing, and because Timișoara is a fairly big place that kind of nobody knows about, I don't have a lot of competition as a native English speaker. So please, if you're a native English speaker and you want to teach English, don't come here. So I get, but funnily enough, the reason why I'm able to play this tonight, it's a Monday night. The reason I'm playing is because somebody cancelled their lesson. What's unusual about that is they still agreed to pay me. This guy's a nice guy, and he said he'll pay me if he cancels. And I mean, if he cancels, he gave me like an hour and a half of notice or something. So yeah, I mean, not very long, right? But a lot of people do that. Give me like 5 minutes notice and won't pay me. So I can't complain too much, I suppose. It beats what I did before. I used to work in life insurance. I think, in that corporate world, there's just no way I could go back there again. I just couldn't do it. It would just be soul destroying. Just no way. not feeling that you're any good at your job, not feeling that you have a chance of achieving anything during the day, or it's just not quite strong enough to open. But I mean, he's coming anyway in front of me. Right, you see, I'm not actually playing a lot of hands. This is the 21st hand we've played, which is actually we're actually going at quite a lick compared to how we normally do. We kind of, on average, we probably average like 1 hand a minute. Now, this is the 21st hand, and we've been going for about just under a quarter of an hour. So we're going at an above average pace because there haven't been quite so many multi-way pots as you normally get. If I get moved again or something, then things will change. Also, a big hand is almost as strong as the one I had before, right? Now what are you gonna do? 2, okay. How many for you? 1, that's what I expected. You join 2, okay. So he donks into me. Well, he raise, I have to call. Let's see if he what's he gonna do? Well, that's kind of, I mean, lucky that nobody hit there. You're far from a sure thing for that to hold up 3-way. And what the odds are, I do have a spreadsheet that tells me the odds for a 9, like a good 9 like that holding up. And I'm getting basically 5 to 1 if he raises me, but he doesn't. So I get a free look. And I don't think this is good enough to hang to. He's just checking it down. Right, I now get another free look. This is not a good hand. Good draw, rather. You could almost turn this into a buff, but the pot is so small. It's not worth it, I don't think. Now, this will be good. This will be good a significant amount of the time if it checks around here. Oh, 10-7-3! Oh my god! Right. Trying to do about that. I've got a 5-6. That's kind of the bottom of my. Geez, I don't really like this. I almost kind of hope somebody raises so I can get out of the way here. Getting 9 to 1, I guess I have to call, right? Please don't raise, you might do though. There you go, 9 to 1. Now I've improved a lot, but my hand's just still not quite strong enough to. Well, how many did you draw? You drew 2, right? So it's easy. You might have got a badugi. There's 1 in 10 chance roughly that you'll hit. Yeah, I don't feel. There's a good chance someone's gonna. The chance that somebody raises, raises me. I just feel like it's too high. There's just one player behind. I don't know. Let's see. Both drawing better than. Nah, I don't know. And now he's Pat, right? And you could easily have him beat. Now he could be slow playing this actually too, right? Yeah, I guess who knows. But he didn't have a strong range there. Oh, I probably should have called there. I think it was close. It's just not closing the action. I mean, it was interesting that he didn't check raise there. So I mean, so actually had a decent start to this. It made a good start. And I mean, I think this is just about good enough to raise here. It's close. That block is helpful. King is not ideal. King of diamonds, but I get a walk. I'm happy with that. Not a walker. Walks when you're in the big blind, isn't it? So this 10-10 thing that it shows here, this pocket tens, is a new thing they seem to have, showing how many hands you've played. He's played 1,000,000 hands. Imagine playing 1,000,000 hands. I'm certainly nowhere near that, even though I played a lot more years ago. I set up my first PokerStars account in 2009, and I started playing like really ultra low stakes limit hold'em. Then I discovered this badugi thing. It was really intriguing. It's such a fun name too, isn't it? I think that's what attracted a lot of the bad players. It kind of had a little bit of a comedy value to it. You know, you get people, these drunk Americans. I was in New Zealand at the time, and you know, it'd be, I don't know, 10 p.m. there would be, I don't know, early morning my time or something, or it's complete junk. And you know, it was and instead of playing 5 cent, 10 cent, or whatever the hold'em was, this was 20. The lowest stakes were 25 cent, 50 cent, which of course is still really pretty small, but you know, you could, in a good session where you play 300 hands, you could do quite well. And you know, you repeat that over a period of time, suddenly, you know, you have a little bit of money, and like when you know what you're doing, and most people didn't. I mean, you looked at that back in the day, you know, 2010, 11, kind of before Black Friday, but even a little bit after. You know, there'd be tables with 45% of people seeing the flop, seeing the draw. I mean, that was just insane. Now you want to draw 2 here. I think you can defend. I think he's just limping in. So he's raising. I think he's probably a decent enough player. Got good odds, but I'm probably well behind whatever he's got. Need to catch up quite quickly here. So position's not good. He's drawing 1. Oh, I have improved considerably. How is he going to draw? None. Okay. So I think people have badugi so often when they raise pre. Now, if you raise it, I think I still call. I mean, I'm not loving it, but I'm in that position. My draw's just a little bit stronger than it was that other time. Let's see. I missed. Now, if he donks, I don't know what I do. Get this. If it raises, I have to have. So you go 3-way here. Wowee! Now, do I check raise? I'm just going to bet this. I mean, I mix that up a little bit. Wow, making the second nuts there. I mean, that's just amazing, and you will actually see. Wow, what a draw that was. But you will see some big hands being made here, simply because there are so many multi-way pots and hands that should get folded. Like someone will call 2 bets cold, maybe even 3 bets cold pre-flop, and they've got a 2-card 5, and they just carry on all the way with that, and they hit a 5 badugi or a 6 badugi or something. Now I can't get involved here. No, you're going to make second best hands far too often. And again, then someone's going to raise. Plus, it kind of caps your range if you just over limp here and draw one. I mean, it's a bad hand. Let's face it. You five way with a crappy hand is just. I mean, people will over limp there, and it's just dreadful, honestly. I'm not complaining though. If you want to do that. Actually, I didn't see what this guy had. I'm going to put him on. I'm going to see he had a 10 or a 9, right? Or 10, 9, so he had a bad 10, I think. And because he's passive, that's the other thing. Well, no. Well, I don't know whether he's passive. I don't actually know that. So I don't know that. I mean, he might have bet there. I honestly don't know. Another thing to recognise is that people's range after they. Oh God! I didn't want to close that one. I want to close this one. People's ranges after they. This is a really, really big, important point here. If you. No. I'm gonna call him, and whether I should actually 3-bet him. I mean, he's got a badugi so often here, though. That's the crazy thing. I mean, I just don't know. Maybe that was a lot, though. Let's see. He's drawing one. Okay. Yeah. Thought he. Sometimes you might actually fold this. Now, let's see what he does. He drew 2 again. Oh, God. The fact that my draw's not very good lends me to fold this. But I don't know. This is close. I'm gonna fold it, right? I don't know. Close one. Close one again here. Closing the action, I think I'd have called. The other thing is, because he's so short, he has some people who are really short have a tendency to just want to blow off their stack. You see that quite often. What I was going to say is that badugis that you make tend to be considerably stronger on average than badugis that you draw into. I mean, the average made badugi is only a queen. That guy, though, because there were all these people in front of him, he had to. You'd think he'd be stronger than that. Otherwise, he should just simply fold. But the average that you make is more like an 8. So big difference there. So that should influence. So a couple of things here. Your reads on people, whether they, whether they. What am I trying to say here? Whether they're sort of people to kind of check down their medium badugis on the river, or their slightly mediocre ones, or some people will just pretty much bet any badugi. They're kind of few and far between, but there are fewer people like that. So you read and how they make their badugi. Another possibility is somebody can go 2 to pat as well. And there your range is somewhere in between. Their range is somewhere in between. The average badugi, if you go 2 to pat, is actually a rough 10, a 10-9. So it doesn't come up as often as the other 2 scenarios, but it does occasionally. And it means you can sometimes put pressure on people who've gone 2 to pat, because you know their range isn't going to be that great. Different to people who, it's a little bit like when people are dealt pat too, but yeah. Thing is, when people go 2 to pat, they're likely to be playing their whole range of badugis there. So I lost a little bit there, but I don't know. I don't know whether I should have carried on. I think a better 6 draw would have carried on, actually. Here I've got to get out of the way if anybody raises me. what he's going to do here. Okay, now the thing to do here is you've got to draw 3. Ace 8 is not what you want, and that's why, right? So I recognise I haven't seen any hearts yet. I've seen clubs, so you want to, memory on this sort of stuff is pretty crap. Now, he's supposed to be bet here. Let's see. Nope. He's going to bet. If it gets raised, I don't know. No, he folds. I mean, interesting. Oh, now yeah. Now, interesting one here. And I get a free hit here. Okay, bet call here, right? I mean, I'm not loving it if I get raised. I'm really not loving it now, but I can't fold. Oh, we had a 6, so that's what happens, right? Yeah, bit unfortunate. You know, there are situations where I might have folded my... that's a little bit frustrating, because even if I'd hit... I wonder what a good raising range there actually is. I guess a 7. I don't know. Kind of most 7s, any 7 maybe. I didn't expect to win that, but the pot was so big, I think I had to call. I mean, people do weird stuff on the river, you know? Okay. Let that one go. 7-2 is not quite good enough. Now, I'm not going to break my record of the shortest tournament I played, which I think is about 30 hands or like half an hour. So I'm going to survive at least 40 hands, no matter what happens. I mean, probably more, because I don't think I can even technically get eliminated on the very next hand. I think I actually have too many big bets for that. So 41 hands minimum, right? This is a good tournament for me. Let that one go as well. So he's sort of hanging in there. He's been in 3 figures for a little while now, right? So do here. Cool. Is anybody out yet? Oh God! Whoa! So that's amazing. 9 people are already out of the tournament. That's extraordinary. Really is. I was expecting like 3 or 4 by now. Somehow I was thinking about this quiz that they used to have. I don't know if they still have it in the UK, called 15 to 1. It's like, and it's and after what was it? How did they say that? It's something like, you know, and it's 3 down, 12 to go, or something like that. It would vary quite a bit. You know, sometimes they'd have 15 contestants to start, and like sometimes after the first round, you know, I think if you didn't get any questions right, you were eliminated or something. And you know, sometimes like only 1 player would be knocked out or something. Other times maybe, you know, 7 would or whatever. It would vary a lot. Wow. So you okay? Start with your your. Now what do I want to do here? This is horrible. This is really horrible. Got to draw 1. There's no other way to play this. Haven't improved, really. Fold to any bet here. Don't get it. It's I get another. I will bet the river here. Maybe I'll bet fold. I think I'll bet fold if I hit my 9, and I do, right? And if someone raises me, I have to fold here. Okay. Yeah. That's too. thought for some reason I had an inkling I might hit there, but I mean, there's a case there for just betting or bluffing, right? Because, but I mean, out of position, I mean, it's just too likely that someone's going to wake up with something. I mean, you're going to get calls there, but the tricky thing is that nobody's shown any aggression at all, so it's actually unlikely somebody's got a strong 3 card to call me with. Someone can always back into a king or something, though. Now, this is I've had some good hands here today. Oh god, I really wish he hadn't done that. And heads up here. Well, that's great that he's drawing 2. So back up to 5.5. Not quite good enough. I mean, it's really close. This actually. Again, you've got all your not now. It's not. You've got all your hearts and diamonds live. So we've got 6 or 7 minutes to the break. Actually, I'll wait till we get underway in the next hand. Then I'll stick the kettle on. I'm like a little bit English, aren't I? I'm having this whole cup of tea thing, and plus it's 30 degrees, like Celsius. So having a nice cup of tea when it's 30 degrees is pretty English. So anyway, I'll be done making a cup of tea. Here we go. Just put the kettle on, that didn't take very long. Yeah. I wonder if you can hear it in the background. I really don't know what the audio's like here. This is only the 3rd one of these videos I've done. First one didn't go too great, second one went a little bit better. It was a different game. So, yeah. So, a decent sized pot brewing, but not quite. No, it's I need 2 card hands. Do not play 2 card hands in under the gun. It's just not a good idea. So who's this headshot? Has somebody new? It's useful to make notes. It really is. I think for all games it's a good idea to make notes. But especially, I mean, there's no HUD here. None of these soulless, automated programs telling you what their VPIPs are and stuff. I mean, it's all lovely and manual. It's great. I prefer things to be manual. I mean, it's kind of what my job is. I developed a style. What's he gonna do? I get a free hit. 7-4's not a great 2-card draw, but you need to hit immediately to call a bet here, and I don't. Let's see. Okay. Well, a lot of my cards are live that I want to hit here, though. All crumbs. Okay, now he's drawing 2, so I have to raise here. I've got no choice. Now, the problem is, what does he do if he's hit, right? Oh, God. I'm going to just check this down, actually. I mean, I could bet, but... Okay. Yeah, oh flip, okay. He was really slow playing that. I mean, I was in a no-win situation. Nothing I could do about that one, right? I mean, absolutely nothing. I mean, I think if he raises... Oof, do I 3-bet this? I kind of want to. 5-4 instead, I think I would do. Oh god, now he's pat, that's the problem, right? Maybe he's going to get it all tonight. What? Okay, that's not a bad hit, right? Come on, raise me. Okay. It's just my luck if he actually beats me here, you know. And he's getting 30. It's interesting, he's getting 60 to 1 here. Okay. I mean, what do you do in that situation? I mean, seriously. So, now this is good enough to raise if it folds around to me. And draw 1 here, right? You don't want to be drawing 2. I'm going to let it go now. So I'll never know what you had. Actually make the tea properly. And again, I've got a badugi. Wow, as I come back now. I mean, I have to 3-bet this, right? But I'm not loving this at all. I'm just going to cool him down now, I guess. Cool him down. It's probably got me beaten. It's a little unfortunate, but... Right. Oh no, whoa, 10-7. Well, I played that fine. Whoa, it's like yeah, it's... And sometimes you're going to be good there. I mean, he played, I think we both played that fine. I kind of just shut down there when he capped me. It was good. I mean, it was good that he capped. Capped there. That's exactly what, I mean, I think we both played that exactly how we should, really. It's just a bit unlucky that, you know, we were very close. He had a 10-7, had a 10-9. What I can do about that, really. So I've actually shown down 7 hands so far, and 1/4. I've actually played more hands than I normally would. 53, played 15. On average, out of 53, I'd guess it would be like 11, 12, something like that. So a little bit. So I've actually been getting slightly better hands than I normally would. That can be a curse though, because well, it means you can actually go broke. You can get knocked out faster than if you just don't get any hands. So see how this one pans out. He wins a nice pot, and it is break time. So time for my cup of tea, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.